You've just written a book about your experiences, which is really quite confessional. You've talked a lot about your battle with depression. Is mental health swept under the carpet too much in business?
Oh, I mean, I think it's certainly swept under the carpet in the city. I think 1 in 4 of us have issues with mental health, and I don't see it talked about in the city at all. So we need to realise that it's an issue just the same as a broken leg or another illness, and we should deal with it in the same way, with respect and with care for our staff.
I mean, you've talked about it incredibly frankly. I mean, you've even said that you had suicidal thoughts at one point. I mean, how do business leaders need to cope when a senior employee or any employee comes to them and says, look, I've got a problem?
I mean, I think for me, the great thing was that I always had somebody that I could talk to. When I was at RBS, there was a wonderful man, Norman McCluskey, who I reported to, who was very helpful for me. Richard Branson's been very helpful as well. And people have said to me, why have you spoken out? I think the point is that if you lead a business, you've got to lead, I think, by example. There's no point in telling people it's the right thing to look after your staff if you can't talk about it yourself. I just hope that people in Virgin Money, for example, as managers, will now be able to, think that it's fine to talk about any issues they've got and get support from the business. And I hope that's true around the city and in wider business too. And
I mean, do people in the workplace need to think about their attitudes to colleagues who may be suffering from depression or anxiety?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we've had an issue, haven't we, in the UK where that sort of concern has been seen as a weakness, and I think actually it's not a weakness at all to say. It's strength to talk about the fact that you need to sort out something in your life, to ask for help, to move on and to be great again. I mean, my experience, you talk about it, Ian, as being confessional. It's 5 pages of a 250-page book, if you like. My experience is that you can go down, find your way out and have a brilliant future, and I think that's something that everybody should hold on to. It's not a dark future, it's a light future if you can talk about it and find the way that suits you to move forwards.
Now, looking more widely about the banking sector, as we mentioned in the introduction there, you're being linked with a bid for the Co-op Bank. Are you interested?
I mean, so I hear that we're being linked with that. I mean, as you know, it's 5.5 years now since we acquired Northern Rock. That's been a really great deal for us in terms of, the way in which people have responded and the way in which the business has grown. Since then, there have been all sorts of opportunities in banking, and we've looked at them all, and all we've done is buy another credit card business and a small mortgage business. So we'll continue to look at everything, but we won't do anything that's not sensible for Virgin Money.
What could you bring to the Co-op Bank?
Oh, I mean, I think that's something that we'll have to think about in the future if ever that were to become real. But I think the thing that Virgin brings to financial services, I hope, is a great brand, real customer focus, a very ethical way of doing things. I think that's one of the reasons that people talk about a link, if you like. We're very focused on the digital future, and we're a growing challenger bank, and we're a very strong brand and a very strong bank on our own. We're growing organically strongly, and we don't need to do anything that takes us off that set course.
And briefly, what are your thoughts on the economy right now? Is the election going to be a bit of a distraction, or is it good news?
I think the election's good news. I mean, I'm like everybody. I was very surprised on Tuesday when I heard that's what was going to happen, and I thought, gosh, that's a good thing. I think that for the economy, uncertainty is bad and certainty is good. So the next 7 weeks, I suspect, will be a little bit rocky again, but then we'll have certainty. That's good for business and good for the economy.
All right, Jayne-Anne Gadhia from Virgin Money. It's great to see you. Thanks for joining me.